Virgo Risings October 2020. This is the month of investing and diving into your creativity. Like, what is your passion project and how willing are you to empower? If you are excited to dive into what the astrology, the tarot deck, and the oracle deck cards have in store for you for this month, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. This video is brought to you by my very own Astrology Academy course. I've been working on this course for so many months, testing it, refining it, reiterating it, and making it the product that I would have wanted for me to start out when I was learning astrology. So all the information is below if that's something that you're interested in, as well as a 1-hour webinar that I did, which is just a very, very brief overview to how to start learning astrology, so that if you know that you want to commit, you can look at that down below. But if you are more interested in like dipping your toe in or seeing what astrology exactly is, the webinar is also linked down below. Either way, I'm excited to start learning with you in the weeks and months and future to come. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, author, and philosophy student. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrology techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded spiritual guidance. So this whole entire month we do have Mars in your Aries 8th house, squaring Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in your Capricorn 5th house. That there definitely is some investment or some financial recalibration happening this month that is at odds with your drive to take your creativity seriously. That this is the kind of conversation that I wonder if you're like contractually bound or if you're dependent on someone else's resources and that isn't allowing you to pursue your creativity with the amount of seriousness that you'd like. And this could also mean that you're like bound to a romantic partner financially, and that's kind of frustrating. So there is this tension between obligation and excitement this month, that there's some obligation that's impeding on you taking your excitement seriously, especially to start out the month. On the 1st through the 5th, we have Jupiter and Capricorn sextiling Neptune and Pisces between your 5th and your 7th houses. This is a year-long transit that is cute. It's this light at the end of the tunnel that is helpful in terms of actualizing an opportunity, light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And this is indicating that the energy of growth that you are committing to putting into your creative life is opening up some relationship opportunities, that you might be creating a romance, like your priority to create right now, right, might be a bond with another person, and you're really putting in the time and the energy to build up the emotional connection, and that does kind of bring like a fairy tale energy to your love life. So good things are happening in general with like love and relationships this month by something that's pre-existing. This isn't really indicative of something new necessarily. On the 1st, there is an Aries full moon on the 8th house, 2nd house axis of your chart. So there's a release or a completion or a final like anarchy type situation with finances for you, especially ending obligation to someone else's finances. That this is definitely like a blow the lid off, break the contract, going rogue type thing. So full video is down below. I would highly recommend you watch this in terms of your finances because oof, yeah, this is like blowing out, not staying connected to someone anymore. On the 10th through the 19th, we do have the Sun in your Libra 2nd house squaring Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your Capricorn 5th house, further adding this tension between your money and how you want to take your creativity seriously. That there's definitely this like, how do I invest my funds? How do I stay mature but also stay harmonious with my path? And there's a definite grappling with how much energy in the form of money is most comfortable for me to invest right now, and what does abundance mindset but also not stupidity look like. On the 11th, we have Venus and Virgo trining Uranus and Taurus. So this is actually cute. On the 11th, some harmony, some beauty coming to your own life is helped out by some sudden changes in your long-term travel plans or your higher educational world. That you might find that there's a definitive opportunity and harmony between your schooling or your travel plans and you getting something of value. So a mentor, like a professor, might be helping you out this month. Yeah. On the 13th, we do have the Sun in your Libra 2nd house opposing Mars in your Aries 8th house. So by the middle of the month, there's still this dynamic of wanting to focus on your finances, but having to deal with disconnecting from some other obligations at the same time. This could also deal with feeling as if there could be a death not coming. This isn't like indicating a death coming, but if there's been a death recently, that could be like costly. Like literally you might be dealing with funeral expenses. Ties to someone else in a really serious way are fucking up your own money, kind of. On the 16th, there's a new moon in Libra in your second house. And there's a full video on this new moon down below, but this is a new beginning in finances for you. So this is like by the end of the month, you're like, okay, the shit show is happening, but I'm gonna like start my own savings account. I'm gonna commit to this. So it's a financial like baseline. I'm going to invest in my own creativity this month. On the 18th, we have Venus in your Virgo first house opposing Neptune in your Pisces seventh house. So by the 18th, there is some confusion or some delusion coming from a partner. I would be careful about the identity that you see a partner identifying with by the end of the month. That just be careful that there's not a guise or an illusion. Not that someone is necessarily coming after you or trying to trick you, but that there's some lack of clarity around a relationship by the middle end of the month that I would stay wary of reacting to just about yet until about next month. On the 18th through the 25th, we have Venus in your Virgo first house, trining Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your Capricorn fifth house. The month is ending on an aspect of superior harmony between you being harmonious and attractive, like you and yourself being like attractive and getting things, and that helping out your creative projects or your romantic world. It could also be children, but most likely you are attracting in opportunities that support your ability to go after your passion projects in the long term, and by calibrating your own vibration, you're inviting that in. We do end the month with the Sun in your Scorpio third house opposing Uranus in your Taurus ninth house. Ooh, this is a sudden aspect between a spark of inspiration or a breakthrough in terms of long-term travel, if you're in a foreign country right now, or higher education, or even like a study of philosophy or religion, like a spiritual or higher aspirational breakthrough, is allowing for you to suddenly write or put out content around this. That there's like a breakthrough for you to articulate your feelings suddenly about a higher plan that you have. So this month is kind of all over the place, but it's busy about investing in your passion. If you do have any thoughts around the astrology coming up this October for you, do let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you before we do get into some tarot cards. Tarot card that we are going to pull for Virgo Risings for this month, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Oof, this is not oof in a bad way, but this makes a lot of sense, that the pentacles are the ground beneath us. They are things like money and tangible resources. With the ace reverse, it is like recalibrating the way that you are setting up your finances square one, so that you're recalibrating what, like maybe you're like changing like banks completely or something just like really foundational, that you are totally recalibrating and reshifting. Now moving on to the Work Your Light Oracle deck for this month. Let's see what card comes up for Virgo Risings. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. With so much fifth house activation, which is the house of play and like sex and children and just like I don't want to say lighthearted because sometimes sex isn't lighthearted, but the house of literal like play, it is highlighting that even though you are so down on being serious about taking your projects to the next level, remember the inspiration and the reason that you're interested in those things in the first place. If you enjoyed this and you would like to check out my personal consultations below, if I'm open for readings, I would love to read for you. And if I'm not right now at this time, you will be notified of a waitlist and places to join so that you can hear when I am reopened. But other things, astrology webinar is down below, 1 hour to really get you started and learn from me directly, you know, what the first things I would guide you on are. Astrology Academy is down below if you are ready to dive into this on a semester-esque, really committed level. I'm excited to learn with you in that way. But either way, do let me know down below any thoughts that you have about this October. Would love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, do all of the things, and sending so much love. I will see you in the next one.
But there is one thing you're all forgetting.